do boys talk later than girls, or is it just a myth?
It, there are different angles of looking at it. So ordinarily, if you have two children, so Mr. A and Mr. B got children, so A has a girl and B has a boy, the boy will most likely get gifts like a ball, a car, and building blocks. And then will spend time with dad watching TV, watching football, and not talking. While the girl on the other side will get gifts like dolls, will get things that promote language, will spend more time with mom, talking and engaging in a variety of activities. So if that is the case, then the girl will develop richer vocabulary from early years because someone is talking to her. Majority of them are not naughty.
Yeah.
But sometimes once the child knows that I have a gap here or there, they can also use it to manipulate social environment.
Hello, my wonderful listeners. Welcome back to this episode of Understanding Your Child with Sophie Sijeni. I'm so excited about today's episode. In the previous episode, we started a very important conversation, understanding neurodiversity in children, what it means and how it shows up, and why it matters. And today, like I promised, I'm joined by my very good friend, an expert in special needs, Dr. John Onala. Thank you so much, Daktari. Karibu sana in this episode. Please, before we get started, just introduce yourself and tell the people watching today who you are.
So thank you so much, Sophie, and thank you for having me here. I think what you're doing is great to create awareness. So I'm John Onala. I do psychoeducation assessment. I do training for parents, for children, for teachers in early intervention differentiation, and I also do access arrangements for those ones who want to sit for examinations and the like.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I've known Dr. Onala for many, many years. We've worked together in schools. We've worked together in his center. And today I'm so delighted that he's here to enlighten us on what neurodiversity in children is. So, Dr. Onala, there are a few questions that when I posted this out there and I told people that our next episode is going to be on neurodiversity. So I asked people who are watching or my subscribers to send questions that they would like addressed. So I have a few questions for you here. We'll just tackle them one at a time. So like many parents are hearing about neurodiversity for the first time, but they don't fully understand what it is. So in simple language, what does neurodiversity mean?
Thank you. To break it down, when you talk of neurodiverse, so there are two terms that have been brought together. So there's the neurological aspect and then the diversity. Diversity means differences. So when you talk of neurodiversity, we are looking at differences in processing information, differences in the way we think, the way we do things, differences in the way we act, behavior, and everything. So that means that if I just give an example, when it comes to learning, there are people who will want to learn by listening. There are people who want to learn by doing. There are people who want to combine all their senses when they are learning. So those are differences in terms of processing of information. So when we're looking at now neurodiversity in children, then or even in adults, then we're looking at people who process, understand, and use information differently.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And people say that nowadays it's so common. Is it that nowadays every child has something, or is it that we are more aware of neurodiversity these days, or is it that diagnosis is done better these days compared to how it was before?
Actually, everything you've mentioned seems to be true, right? In the sense that there's a lot of awareness, but we also can't rule out the fact that there seems to be increase in the number of children being diagnosed. Because many years ago, if you look at literature in the late 90s, it will tell you, for example, that the prevalence of autism was 1 in 10,000 births. Nearly 10 years down the line, it was 1 in 150. And right now we are looking at probably 1 in 68. So that will tell you that there is increase in the number of children being diagnosed. So we can look at it from different angles. We can say that the level of awareness has significantly improved, and so people are coming forth to get diagnosis. And the other thing is that life has also changed significantly. So nowadays, we get so many children joining kindergarten without speech, without motor skills. So that means that there's something also happening at home that is leading to the surge in the number. And again, you can compare the number of children being diagnosed in urban centers, let's say in Nairobi, and then compare with those ones in the rural, where if you go to just walk into any kindergarten in Nairobi, and you'll find that nearly a third of children at the age of 3 do not have good speech. They're struggling with motor skills, no social interaction. And then cross over to the nearby rural area, you'll find that at 3 years, children are chewing githeri, they can chew sugarcane, they can climb a tree. And so you also find that there's a difference in what's going on in social and living environment that is triggering the high number that we are seeing. So we can say there is improvement in diagnosis, there's improvement in awareness, but there's likelihood that the prevalence is also increasing.
Yeah. Okay. So what are the early signs that parents need to look out for?
Right. So when you're looking at neurodiversity, depending on which condition we are looking at, because there are so many.
Yeah.
We're looking at autism, we're looking at ADHD, we are looking at dyslexia, we are looking at processing disorders that include things like sensory processing disorder. We are looking at developmental motor challenges and the like. So if the child is significantly delayed in reaching the basic milestones like crawling, standing, walking, and speech, you need to seek for help. So from the nearby, maybe medical center, maybe a hospital, a clinic, or the like. If you can't get one, then maybe talking to a social worker, talking to a therapist, talking to maybe nowadays, even in level 2, level 3 hospitals, we have occupational therapists. You can talk to them. And sometimes you might be told that your child is just okay. Boys are sometimes delayed. If your gut tells you that I think there's a gap somewhere, then you need to seek second opinion. Yeah.
Okay, like having worked in many schools and also just working with children in different places like churches, many children are punished for what looks like stubbornness, meltdown, refusing to follow instructions or throwing tantrums. Can you help us understand what maybe we can, or what is going inside this child? Is it stubbornness or is it something else? Or how can teachers best handle such children?
There are a number of factors. Sometimes it could be processing. I'll give an example. You can give a child instruction, tell the child, I want you to do 1, 2, 3, 4 things, but the child did not process that information because they're slow at processing of information. And then you come back and you find that the child has done contrary to what you said. The child did not understand what you said. So if you punish that child, you're punishing the child for the wrong that the child did not understand that you wanted me to do 1 or 2 things. So, and then we have children who are naturally highly spirited. They are constantly running up and down and making mistakes. So they are dysregulated. So you need to organize them. You need to structure the environment. So before you say the child is being naughty or the child is not following instructions, you need to understand the child's behavior, first of all. And also think of your own behavior and how are you correcting the child? How are you giving instructions? If I give an example, just today, I do observations in classroom. So a teacher told the boy, I want you to read the following sentence, then tell me the answer. The boy did not process that, so he went to look for his bag to get a pen to write the sentence.
Yeah.
But the teacher's instruction was that read it and then give me the answer. So the teacher had to repeat that. The second time, the child still didn't understand it.
How old is the child?
The child is 11 years old. So that means for 11 years that the child has been on earth, this child has been struggling processing auditory information. So you can imagine at home, mom says, go get me a glass of water. And then he goes to get his phone. to sit down to play.
Yeah.
So if the same instruction is probably paired with maybe nonverbal cues or body language, then the child now processes that information. So before you decide to punish the child or to say this child is being naughty, you need to understand quite a number of things about the child. Right.
So it's not always about naughtiness or being stubborn.
Majority of them are not naughty.
Yeah.
But sometimes once the child knows that I have a gap here or there, they can also use it to manipulate social environment. Yeah, so I've had cases where a child who has a diagnosis says, don't you know I have ADHD? And that's how people with ADHD behave. Yeah.
So they use that as an excuse.
Yes,
sometimes.
it's possible that can happen.
Yeah. So for parents listening today, what are the most practical things they can do at home to support a neurodivergent child?
There are a number of things because life has significantly changed over a period of time.
Yeah.
And we are now bringing in a lot of electronics at home. So a number of things. So electronics or screen is taking us away from social interaction to single channel electronic interaction. So if you can reduce the screen time and promote more social interaction at home, can be very, very good. From the time the child is born, try to interact with the child, the house help interacting with the child, get a variety of toys, allow children to play outside with the other children. In terms of feeding, give them a variety of food. Nowadays, we have cases where the house help is very busy, parents are busy, they blend food even for 6-year-old child. So try to give different types of food for the children to enjoy different textures, allow them to run around with other children. Allow a bit of naughtiness outside. Let them go and run around and fight outside, then come home dirty and crying, and then help them learn how to solve problems. So parents should be able to balance between what's accepted and what's not accepted. Because in early years, if children spend a lot of time on screen, then they're not learning social skills. They're not learning language skills. There are no motor skills being developed at that particular time. Again, if you are very permissive, then children learn to control you and to control the social environment. So you need to strike a balance. But technically, improve a lot of social interaction, language-rich environment, improve the nutritional intake of the child, and make sure that you are socially available for the child. So when you're home, you can even have rule like when you get home, you switch off your phone, switch off TV and play board games, have story time with the children, talk to them about what used to happen a long time ago, enrich their social environment and language. Right.
And I like the fact that you talked about screen time. And parents, I'm sure you are listening. Screen time is spoiling our children more and more. I know of a parent who, a friend whose child could not eat unless they are put for tablet or laptop or TV, then they feed. So let's try as much as possible to avoid screen time for the children, and let's interact with our children more to encourage their social skills. Now, let's talk about the African traditions, or in our African setting, there is stigma, especially for those who have neurodiversity children. Some people say that neurodivergence is witchcraft, curses, bad parenting. What would you say to such families dealing with such comments?
Yeah, dealing with stigma is there. If you, let's say you have 5 children, and you get another child maybe with cerebral palsy, in most cases your name will change. So let's say A has cerebral palsy, so you become Mama A.
Mama A.
Yeah, so they forget about all those other children. So there'll always be stigma. So who brought it? Is it from the dad's side or from the mom's side? And then there's always a blame game. So sometimes someone will say, it's not from my family, it's from your family. No, it's not from my family, it's from your family. And then looking back, the things that you've gone through, maybe you got married and they did not pay dowry, so you're told it's because dowry was not paid.
Wow.
Yeah, so many things. I've had an example. One of my clients traveled from Haruru home to an urban center because of job, and so moved with children. And the language that was being spoken in town A is different from town B. So when they got there, the children went to school, but one child struggled learning that second language. And there's something called speech attrition, where when you're learning second language, you can easily forget first language.
Yes.
And sometimes in that process of forgetting the first language, you also forget the second language. So you end up losing your language totally. So what rings in your mind is what happened when I was leaving home. And then you go home and then you're told it's because you disagreed with so-and-so. And so you start looking for help. And in most cases, you'll not go to a hospital.
Yeah.
So you're told to go and see Dr. So-and-so in the rural, the doctor so-and-so.
Yes.
Dr.
Yes.
Kamaliza, I know.
Yeah.
And so that's happened. And then you start going for prayers. And then you realize that it's not helping. And then eventually you are told, no, why can't you go to the nearby clinic and talk to a nurse there or talk to a doctor there? Then you're told, no, this is attrition. You need to see a speech therapist.
Yes.
So stigma will always be there, talking about witchcraft, talking about cars and so many things. And not just in African community. We are looking at the Asian community.
Yes.
It's the same. It's
Yes.
worldwide. It's just the same. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Now, this is the next question that I'm going to ask is very key to my heart. How should parents collaborate with teachers in helping neurodivergent children?
Yeah, so when a child joins school, it's necessary for the parents to have meeting with the teachers and agree on the way forward, so that whatever works at home is communicated to the school so that the teachers can try that. And whatever works in school is also communicated home so that the parents can try that. So they need to have an individualized education program that articulates what's being done in school and what's being done at home. And so they collaborate. If the parent is not happy with something that the school is doing, communicate that with a tone that can be rectified.
Yes.
So you don't burn bridges. So they can have some level of agreement on how to implement intervention strategies, both at home and in school.
So parents need to work with hand in hand with the teachers in school.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much. Now, there's this myth about late talking. Do boys talk later than girls, or is it just a myth?
There are different angles of looking at it. So ordinarily, if you have two children, so Mr. A and Mr. B got children, so A has a girl and B has a boy, the boy will most likely get gifts like a ball, a car, and building blocks. And then will spend time with dad watching TV, watching football, and not talking. While the girl on the other side will get gifts like dolls, will get things that promote language, will spend more time with mom, talking and engaging in a variety of activities. So if that is the case, then the girl will develop richer vocabulary from early years because someone is talking to her, singing with her, going out with her. While the boys on the other side are playing football and driving toy cars and doing blocks, so with very limited language. So the girl is in a language-rich environment and the boy is deprived of that. So if you meet them later on, you find that the girl is better with language because the environment dictated that. But if girls and boys are given the same environment from the start, then there will be no significant variation in their performance in terms of language skills.
Thank you, Dr. Nala. As we close, please speak directly to the parents listening who is worried, tired, or feeling judged. What encouragement would you give them?
So the first thing I must mention that neurodiversity is in every family. There's no one family that you can say, in my family, there's no child with this condition or that condition. It's only that probably they have not been diagnosed. So it's the same. So what you need to do is that if you realize that your child or your neighbor's child seem to be a little bit different, is processing information in a different way, you need to be of help. And if you can't get help, walk to the nearby clinic, talk to the doctors around, because it's everywhere. And we need to structure our home environment, school environment, and social environment to be able to accommodate them, because it's a significant number of children. It's not your mistake as a parent to have a child with learning needs or developmental challenges. It's not the mistake of the teacher or the caregiver. Now, this is how God works. So God gave you the child, and you need to look for help. You need to seek for support within. And nowadays, we have assessment centers run by the government. You can always walk to the nearby educational assessment and resource center and find out how your child is doing. If you can't get any, just walk to the nearby clinic and see if you can get help from that. If you don't get it from that place, move on to the other side. And I would encourage parents to join parent groups so you support each other. If you have a question, you can always ask that, and someone who has gone through what you're going through will be able to advise you and support you. So it's difficult if you're alone. But if you join with other parents in churches, in schools, and in other social environments, then you'll be able to make it. That's what I would tell parents.
Thank you. So thank you so much, Dr. Onala, for joining us today. So parents, you've heard this. If you're there listening and you're wondering how to help your child, please feel free to subscribe, share a comment, write a comment, and we can always get Dr. Onala's number. Every child is uniquely wired. Our job is to understand, support, and nurture them. So my name is Sophie Sijenyi. Dr. Onala's number is going to be down in the comments. I'm going to write Dr. Onala's number. So in case you need to talk to him directly, if you need help, you are going to get it. Until next time, thank you so much for joining Understanding Your Child with Sophie Sijenyi. Bye.